All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol SNDL, Sundial Growers Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Sundial Growers Inc. actually had a bearish run today. I mean, we broke through the support. You can actually see how the bears were trying to break through it earlier. They touched it twice in the day. They weren't able to break through it until these last couple hours of the day. So we're currently now heading in a downward trend. I mean, you can kind of see it here, but if we zoom out, it's been going on since November 9th, since literally about the third day of the run, or about I'd say about the third day, because it happened 2 days the week before, then it happened the beginning of this week, and from that point forward we've had a rejection and we've been in a downward trend. You can actually see the peaks here, right, of every time trying to hold itself up, and we're going in this direction. So what to expect for the next coming days? Well, there's been a lot of volatility. It goes up, it goes down, but every time it's hitting a newer low. So these ups are the ones that sometimes confuse us investors, especially if we're new to investing, that things are going pretty smoothly, that they're not that bad, and that it's kind of working its way, and so forth. So if it continues this trend of going up and going down harder every time, I mean, we're going in a downward direction. There's no true, breaking resistance and going in this direction. That's not happening. What's happening is resistance are being broken for a few hours of the day. It makes the chart look nice, and then when you notice and you look at it and you zoom out and you say, hold up, wait a minute, let me look back when the highs started, which the highest point was up here at 65 cents, to round it down, because to be exact, it's like 65.04 to 65.08, and from that point forward, it's been going downwards. Yes, there's been days it goes up, or you ride it up and then it goes down. So the way to play this out is pay close attention to how it's reacting as it's going down, and also getting closer to the certain cues, or play around with the chart according to how it's reacting. So if you've seen it that it goes down and then it goes up, buy on the lows and sell on the highs. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold. I want everybody to know that. But I'm just giving out some advice if this continues, this trajectory and this behavior, because if it's on its way down, a lot of people may be trying to average down or cut it down, as much as they can of what their cost is, and you're putting in more and more into the stock, but the stock continues to go in this direction. So one of my best advice is play it as it's acting, pay close attention to it. And yes, I know there's articles out there that are saying this is 47% below its value, and there's all those great news, but I mean, look where we're heading and what to expect. I mean, earnings as well was great, right? It was better than expected, but look where it's going. Now, could this mean that this earnings report and also that 47% is true, and this earnings report is positive in the eyes of many investors and everyone? Then there could be an opportunity that this is actually going to turn around. But right now, we're seeing this go in a downward direction. This stock needs to continue to innovate, right, and perform as it has been, and continue to provide a good balance sheet, and it's going to attract more investors. I believe out of all the stocks in this sector and in this category, this is the cheapest one. This is the one that's probably the best bang for your buck if it does head up. This is the cheapest one. There's a lot of other ones over there that you can find within the same sector that are above $1 or above even $5. And this one right here is below $1. I mean, this could be a great one, but if you're investing in this and you think it's going to grow within weeks, which is possible, the volatility is possible, but If you think it's going to do that, you're in it for the wrong reasons. This is a long-term hold probably, most likely, because there's a lot of things that need to go into account other than just the elections results and the income sheet, right? Balance sheet and the earnings. I mean, there's so many different things and variables that come into play that if this is going to grow, it's going to take time, and it's something that you need to come to a realization that, yes, it ran like this, but those runs were speculation, hype, and so forth. But when you look back at the chart, this stock has been steadily on its way down. Previous earnings was not as good. This earnings was pretty well. So not just speculation and hype was here too. This was people playing it up towards earnings. And then here we are taking profits, uncertainty. They're still trying to see what's going on when it comes to the hype and speculation of this stock. Was this really a run in a healthy manner and so forth? I mean, a lot of investors are still trying to figure out what they're looking at, if it's going to work out or not. So I know a lot of investors have high hopes for this one, and that's not just hopes. It could be a reality, but this stock needs to continue to provide revenue, income, and focus on net profit margin, because that's one of the most important things here. You can see here that their profit margin has been not so great, and their quarterly, right, has not been great either. It's been in the negative all this time. And this has been around for about 4 years now, and it's just been in the negative. Revenue is in the millions, net income is below that, and their profit margin is not even positive. It's large numbers, 100%, 200% negative, you know what I mean? So one of the most important things here is to focus on what it's saying. Now, if you look at the technicals here based off of this platform, and I really encourage you guys to do your due diligence, you can see that 1 week from now it's saying sell. 1 month from now it's saying sell, and then 1 day it's saying buy. 4 hours it's saying buy. 1 hour, some are saying buy and 2 are saying sell. So when you look at this based off the 4 hour and the 1 day, that's going off of this information that I just pointed out. Basically the 1 day, the 4 hours, the 1 day, the 4 hours. Basically it's telling you to play this for about 4 hours to a day. It's not something that you're going to play long term right now, but some people may have a different outlook, and that's fine. But when you look at the 1 week and the 1 month, it's saying sell. So that's what it's showing based off of this platform. I don't want you guys to just go based off of what this is showing. I just wanted to take a moment and share that with you guys, that me just looking at the chart, I could see that this is something that you'll want to play as it's behaving. So just watch it dip, and then obviously look how it rose up. It rose up from 35 cents, right, all the way up to about 43, and then here it dipped to 29, and it rose up to 37, and dipped here to 37, and it rose up to 52. I mean, that's what's really going on here with this stock. And then if you go back to these days, yeah, this is definitely a 1 day play or a 4 hour play. And in the previous days, it was really steady, but in a downward direction. Downward direction leading up to this. And if you zoom out and you kind of go ahead and spread this out nicely, you can see this went up, and then we're just going in a downward direction. So I'm going to go ahead and point out the key points that you're going to want to look for on tomorrow's trading day and also the coming weeks and days. So I'm going to break this down to the T, and I want you guys to all be aware of this and this information. So I'm going to have a trivia question at the end of this video. So I look forward to seeing your guys' answers. So support was broken through, and we have a new support. Resistance was nowhere nearly touched, and we have a new resistance level, which is the highest point before it continued to fall, where it was actually moving sideways, and from that point forward it started to dip. So we're going to look at this closely, but something I want to talk about zoomed out is the lowest point here after this bullish run, and there was a quick rejection, right, on the first day that this ran, and that is down here at about 22 cents. If you want to round it up, because it's 92, 23 cents. We can round that up to 23 cents. That is the most important point to pay close attention to. If it gets broken through, this could be on its way to newer lows. So keep that in mind. Now, the highest point again was way up here at 65 cents. I'd round that down or round it up. It lands around 64.96 to 65.03, 04, 05, 08. But I just round that exactly to the T to 65 cents. That's the highest point. That is the most important point for the bulls to reach to hit newer highs. So if this stock was 47% undervalued from what it should be valued and what that article was saying, I haven't read all of it. I just saw the headlines and I've seen people talk about it. Then there is some growth beyond that point. So keep that number in mind, because if it breaks through that, it could be on its way to newer highs. So that's important for the next coming weeks and coming days, depending on the volatility of this stock. But on shorter terms, the highest point after that hit 65 cents and it got rejected and it came up, this may be the nearest term important resistance level after breaking through the resistance levels before it, which is 52 cents and some change. Let's see what it is exactly here. 52.69. That one right there is probably the most important one in the near term, and depending on the volatility, if this is going upwards. So 52.69, you can write that down. That is more important right now than 65. 65 is the point to break through to hit newer highs and new resistance levels, and 52.69 is the resistance level and the highest point after that rejection. And from that point forward, it's continued to fall, but it tried holding itself up. So 52.69 is important. I'd write that down as well. So let's look here at what's important for tomorrow. So based off of the chart, our new resistance level is right here and slightly above the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is 36.36. Can't land quite exactly on it. These thousands place and hundreds place are kind of hard to land on, but it's 36.36. Very important number because it lets us know on which side of the chart we're in, if we're in bearish territory when we're below it, or if we're in bullish territory when we're above it. So currently, we're below it. We're in bearish territory at 29.27. But our resistance level is slightly above it, and that's 37.18. That needs to be broken through, not only to get back into bullish territory, but to confirm for the bulls that they're going to pull away from the 50-day moving average, pull away from that resistance level by turning it into a support, and hit newer highs and newer resistance levels. That will be the most important point for the bulls right now to break through. That's the highest point before this bearish run. So keep that in mind. 37.18 needs to be broken through and turn into a support to reach newer highs and newer resistance levels. On the other hand, we have what the bears want. The bears want to break through this support. And if this support is broken through, the next most important point would be here at 24.94. And then we have the lowest point here at around 23 cents. 23 cents is a lot more important, to be honest. But you also have this point up here before the run, which was closer to 25. So you can kind of like dissect it and break those numbers down. But 23 cents will definitely indicate that this is going to hit newer lows. But before getting there, 27 cents is the first support level that the bears want to break through. We are already in bearish territory. If it breaks through support, this could be on its way to newer lows, newer support levels, and pulling further away from the 50-day moving average significantly in a downward direction. So I want every single investor to pay close attention to how this stock is reacting if it breaks through support. How quickly is it hitting newer lows? And are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this one back up. Now, if the bulls reappear and bring it back up, it does not signify that they've gained control. Not at all. They have to get back over here above the 50-day moving average to start gaining control. But if the bulls reappear, they can start momentum to work their way up towards the 50-day moving average and then deeper into bullish territory. So it's important to see the behavior if support is broken through and how quickly is this moving to newer lows. How is it reacting between 27 cents and 25 cents or 27 cents and 23 cents, and see how quickly it's reaching those numbers, or are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this one back up? Okay, those are the most important points to pay close attention to. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. What is the most important point beyond this resistance level for the next coming weeks and days for the bulls to pay close attention to if they break through that to hit newer highs and newer resistance levels? And what is the most important point below this support level that if it gets broken through, it will start to reach newer lows and newer support levels? I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.